first thing is, right? Okay, so, well, there's gonna be a raffle. You may have heard this. Well, what are we gonna be raffling? How does the raffle work? Where's the raffle ticket buying table here? Someone? Right over there, okay, right over there. See those tickets? Hold them up again. See, now they are, how much?
$5 for one and 4 for 20.
Four? What a deal. 5 for 20. 5 so $4 for one, 5 for 20. What do you hope to win? First of all, where's the money going to go? It's going to go to 826 in its efforts to support the creation of an 826 Oakland. Now, let me say a little bit about 826. If you've been over there, I'm sure a lot of you have gone to the pirate supply store that's on right in the storefront of 826 Valencia. How many people have actually like penetrated further and have witnessed what happens in the back room of the 826? So not as many of you. So let me tell you, it's miraculous what happens in the back of an 826, because the 826 is the one here, the ones that are located all over the country they don't just provide tutoring, instruction, support for homework, teaching kids to better their writing skills, to express themselves through all kinds of different genres and media. They do it with utter joy. The volunteers who work in these 826s, I have seen them do it, they're just incredible. And because they're so dedicated and so incredible, and they are all volunteers, the kids themselves end up the work that they produce, they write their own books, they make their own magazines, they make their own movies, they do their own comic books, and the stuff they do is surprisingly top-notch. But maybe not so surprisingly when you go into that room and you just feel the energy and the passion and the joy that the people who work at these places are bringing. That's what we want to try to bring right here to Oakland, California. I think it would be such a blessing for the community. It would be a blessing for the kids who had the opportunity to avail themselves of 826 Oakland, should there be an 826 Oakland, but it would also be a blessing for all of us in the community who had the opportunity, if we so chose, not only to support 826 Oakland, but maybe even to volunteer our services when the time comes to do that. So that's what this raffle we're doing is in support of. And so what I want to tell you about, first of all, right. First of all, the consolation prize is one of these, but signed by me. Okay, so that's the consolation. It's pretty cool. The grand prize. This is the grand prize. This is an authentic, working, fully functional, battery-operated, or AC, or DC, actually, because it was made in the 70s, so everything is AC, DC, if you know what I mean. If you were there in the 70s, you know what I'm talking about. 8-track player. Portable 8-track cassette player. Now why would I bring a portable 8-track cassette player of this make, model, and manufacturer? It is a GE Loudmouth. Because in the novel Telegraph Avenue, there's a young man named Julie Jaffe. He's the son of 2 of the main adult characters in the book, and he picks one of these up at the Berkeley flea market over at the Ashby Bart, He picks one of these up and it's working, and then he can't be separated from it, and he carries it around by its handy strap. In other words, this is an early iPod. Strap. You take it with you wherever you go. It is already loaded with 8 C batteries. So it weighs about 300 pounds. And it is exactly like the one carried by Julie Jaffe in the novel. It is an exact, not a replica because it is original. It might be the very one that Julie got. But not only will you win this fully functioning, as of the moment, reminder, I hasten to add that it is 40 years old, so, it's working now. You also get They're hard. They're sturdy. This actual 8-track cassette. How many people? Wait, I want to see. How many people have never seen an 8-track cassette before? Wow. Even some people who really ought to have. 8-track. Oh, okay. They had them in France. It was called a 8-track. Le track 8. For those of you who don't know or were too stoned to remember, 8-track was a kind of predecessor technology to the also now outmoded and discredited cassette. It was vastly inferior to the cassette. The cassette was a marked improvement on the 8-track. 8-tracks, let me just explain, have 4 programs that are, each of them is a predetermined length of time. And into each of those programs, which actually represent layers on the magnetic tape itself, a certain finite amount of music could be loaded, which often meant, and I'm sure many of you will remember this, that right in the middle of your favorite song, like Won't Get Fooled Again, for example, or something like that, there would be this loud ka-chunk sound as the 8-track was popping onto the next program. And you can see here, the programs themselves are delineated, 1, 2, 3, 4. These will light up in a really vibrant, fascinating electrical effect as each program is going forward. You can't fast forward it, you can't rewind it, you just have to wait until the program's done, and then you get to the next program. That being said, and all of its failures being acknowledged, there is something unsurpassably awesome about an 8-track cassette. They're just chunky. And this like chunky quality, they make a chunk sound when you pop it into the player, which I would demonstrate, except then it would start playing. And if it starts playing, I'll mess up the program and you'll have to wait till it moves back to the beginning again. So I want the person who wins this to be able to just put it in and listen from the beginning. It does work, take my word for it. Now what's on this 8-track cassette? Well, this began its life as a blank 8-track cassette, which you can still obtain in the original shrink wrapping on eBay and many other places. It's an 84-minute 8-track, which is pretty long for the time. I don't know if they made them longer than this. And onto it, I have recorded lovingly and by hand the Telegraph Avenue mix that I created. I believe it is 18 tracks. All of them vintage works of jazz, funk, and soul jazz from the period, including such great tunes as Midnight Theme by Mansell, Grooving with Mr. G by Richard Groove Holmes, some Diodato, there's some Donald Byrd, Curtis Mayfield. It's all great instrumental music of the period, recorded from digital onto 8-track, and an operation very rarely engaged in. And this, along with this, will be yours if you win the raffle. Now you know how raffles work, right? If you buy one ticket, you have that like little tiny chance, but the more ticket you can buy, as many tickets as you want, and that of course increases your chances of winning these highly desirable items. Now, not only that, wait, there's more. And this sleeve too. This is, I yell at woman, I yell at Sarah. For the first 10 people who purchase not only raffle tickets, but also make a $200 contribution to 826 to support the creation of an 826 Oakland, you will take home your very own, very limited edition pressing of the theme from Telegraph Avenue on red vinyl, backed with the B-side, which is entitled Valletta, which is also a very groovy composition and is named after...
How rare?
They're only, in the whole world, in the entire world, there are only 600 of these. 300 of them are here in California. 300 of them are in New York City in the hands of Peter Lerman, the composer who composed both of these tunes.
ever buy.
He has a lot of friends. He has way more friends than I do, and he's just going to give those all away to people who really won't value them the way they deserve to be valued. But I am going to essentially auction these off. So for $200 over and above the price of a raffle ticket, or however many raffle tickets you wish to buy, you will receive one of these. The first 10 people, I brought 10 with me tonight, so they're limited to 10. But please, think about it at least. Next, it's cake time, right? Is that right? Yeah.